Just gonna answer one last question because I think it's really important. Do I like it when people call me Big Papa? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't like being called Big Papa?
You can call me Big Papa. Anyway, we're going into picks and bans. We're going to be casting it through the actual stream. So forgive us if we're a little bit delayed and don't flame us in the chat. Okay, then just go away, boss. Do your job. let me spiel a bit here. So go take us through the picks and bans, Menace. Go away.
Yeah, we do already have Twisted Fate and Jace. So some people asking if Jace, you know, if we expect him to get nerfed in the near future. Well, he's going to be banned alongside Shan. So Thresh has already been taken out as well. And these are fairly standard apart from Jace. I don't think I've seen a great deal of Jace bans, but could definitely be directed because he is a very, very strong laner.
A good Jace is a scary Jace. And actually both teams play Jace, so I wouldn't be surprised if that Jace does get out of the picture. Jace is, you know, he's really, really strong if you know how to use all 6 of his abilities properly. Kind of like Nidalee and Elise. Except harder to use than Elise. Elise is just, like, easy.
And mentioning Elise, she has already been banned as well. Now, I know that you do love yourself some Elise. What are her strengths and weaknesses in your opinion? And why does she warrant a ban?
I don't think Elise is that strong in the jungle anymore. She's lost her armor and magic resist, which made her really strong early. But she's probably the best kite jungler available, like a kite and poke jungler, because you can kite back easily.
Alrighty, sorry about that. I was just taking a quick drink, so I've been casting the first best of 3, and that was a very, very long best of 3. But we do also have Zac banned, and the first pick for Mouse is going to be Kha'Zix. So, interestingly enough, that Kha'Zix would slip through the cracks and has been picked up here. And what are your thoughts on Kha'Zix as a whole? Obviously, normally you would see him in mid lane, but he is one of those kind of characters that can be played at top. I've seen some people playing him in jungle as well.
Support.
But I am assuming, yeah, well. Have you actually seen him in support? Because I'd love to see that.
3 games in a row. Yeah, it's my life, right? Solo queue in high elo is best solo queue, but Kha'Zix, I've been seeing Kha'Zix being banned less and less lately. People just forget how much of a terror he can be if he farms. Because, you know, he's had a series of nerfs. He went from OP status to... God, I love this feed this Ramus thing. Everyone just goes batshit crazy for it. But, it's going to be Ezreal looking like they're going to pick up. I know they're going to switch it quickly to Nasus Ezreal, which I think is really, really good. And that looks like a kite and disengage comp coming up from Team Animate right now. Oh, Nautilus and Ezreal, so that's going to be an engage comp coming in right there. You see how interesting it is that that one pick can change the composition from a disengage to an engage comp? It's really all about champion dynamics, because Ezreal can be played as a disengager and an engager, and Nautilus is pretty hard on the heavy engage, and Nasus is really good on disengage.
Also, a big thanks to Stress, and after he mentioned this, I was like, oh yeah, of course. Shaka is a really strong Elise player, and we actually saw last time that Animate were playing, he got a magnificently strong Baron steal with Elise. So, obviously, that is a directed ban against Shaka, but Nautilus, as you said, such a strong, engaging champion. His CC is incredible, his ganking potential is too. And another one of your favourite champions, as I know, Jarvan is being locked in. So you're going to have Jarvan plus the Sonar Ultimates. It's going to be really scary to play against.
I like the Jarvan, and we see a kind of a sort of an engage and AoE comp coming in from Team Mousesports, and I really, really like that. There is a lot more AoE so far coming out of Team Mouse, but I'd be really interested to see what Animate are going to pick next. I am Broken Shard with the Crystal Ball, but even I have no idea what they're going to pick, because it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this next few picks, because the next few picks are pretty much going to decide how they play team fights. If they're going to kind of go into AoE and go to a flustercuck of, yeah, I'm going to use that now, a flustercuck of AoE, or they're going to try to go for some single target catch, because Nautilus can do both hard heavy engage and single target, and it looks like they're going to go for some single target right there. The Zyra and the Diana being hovered over right now. Diana is actually very good versus Kha'Zix too. So Diana is a counter to Kha'Zix, so that's pretty good a counter pick right there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. You cracked me up there with that term you just used, the fluster one. That really knocked
The
me for
flustercuck.
six.
Yeah, Boss
Yeah.
gets mad when I curse on stream.
That kind of caught me off guard, but yeah, it's going to be Zyra and Diana. So lots and lots of AoE, as you said, and CC on top of that. They're hovering over a Vayne. Now, what are your thoughts about the Vayne Sona matchup? It's not, the most common duo lane that you see out there.
Sorry, say again.
The Vayne and Sona combo at bot lane, is that something that you are, an avid fan of, or would you prefer to see Vayne with a different support character?
Vayne can pretty much go with any support as long as she doesn't get completely boned in lane right there. But I think they're gonna go for a lane swap. Well, actually, they're blue side. Why would they lane swap? I don't think they're gonna go for the Vayne. I would be a little bit surprised if they do go for the Vayne, since they don't have a comp that supports the Vayne. I would much rather see them go Graves or even Varus instead. I mean, Graves and Varus would be better AD carries, since oh, ahead we have Graves putting in some AoE, and they do go for the Vayne. That's a very interesting and I think mispicked champion right there.
And the Renekton as well. So last time around it was, and I know I'm going to catch hell for this, Broken Shard. You were trying to tell me how to pronounce his name.
Let's do it together. Vizzy Chachi is what I heard.
Vizzy Chachi.
Vizzy Chachi. Like you say A like it's alternate, so Vizzy Chachi.
Vizzy Chachi, okay. So Vizzy Chachi played Renekton last time. They picked that one out away from him. And they go for the Irelia. And I don't think I've seen an Irelia too often in EUS Challenger Series. Maybe once or twice. But a bit of an underused champion.
The Irelia? Not necessarily. Irelia still has her perks, and she's still really strong, and she's a generally safe top laners. But, Morello is creeping up on that Irelia and say, better nerf friend. We see a TP coming out of Akalur, so we'll see him put some lane presence. I would much rather him go Ignite, since if he gets fed, he can have kill potential on that Kha'Zix. Hello?
Sorry, Bass is like our producer, who's like the epitome of unprofessionalism. Just gave me the weirdest question ever. So I'm not even going to read it out because
do it.
It's too bad. There's no way of like tiptoeing around the question. It's pretty brutal.
Can I hear it, please?
I'll paste it to you.
Boss, you are very unprofessional. That's why I love working with you. Yeah, I'm not gonna go and ask that question.
Now you understand why I didn't ask it on stream. So yeah.
We're not gonna go over that. But that looks like we have the picks and the bans coming out, and we're gonna go for the delay period. Metis, is there anything you'd like to say before we go into a quick commercial break?
Just stay tuned, guys. This should be a really good game. I know that we've been filling in a lot of dead time here, but this is the EUS Challenger Series number 6. This is day number 1, and we have plenty more League of Legends to come. Animate lost the first game, so they simply have to win this Broken Shard. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Here's how it's going to go. If first blood happens before 5 minutes, I'll ask the question. I'll read the question out. All right? So we got people looking forward to that early first blood.
I think that's probably a good time to go for commercial breaks, buddy.
And that's going to be us in a commercial break. Stay tuned, boys and girls. We'll be right back.
Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to Kaostv's live coverage of the US Challenger Series number 6. This is the best of 3 between Animate and Mousesports. I'm Edit Strong by Broken Shot, and we are into game number 2. Broken Shot, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm just waiting for that 5-minute first blood, so I have to tell everyone what that question was. But until then, we see a little bit of a movement coming in down here. Speaking of movements, never mind. They're just, they're moving down to try to invade in here, and Fusharp is waiting right there. Here's a fun fact. Apparently, the top laner of Animate, Vizichachi, actually means water donkey in Hungarian or some other language, which my sources have been telling me. So from now on, we will refer to him as the water donkey.
Well, speaking of Animate, they are going to be actually coming down to mid lane, so Fusharp has to be so careful. He's not playing Ezreal this time around, has a Doran's Blade. We are going to start off with the grasping roots. They don't quite land though. Samwise chasing afterwards, but have to feel if that had landed, it could have been a very dead vein.
Yeah, and then that first blood would happen.
Then the question would happen.
And then the question. Oh, the question. So, looks like Animate are just going in to go for a normal pre-jungle start. They're going to do the wolves with the help of Shaker, or Shaker going to do the wolves with the help of the bot lane, and the NRL are probably going to pick up these camps, no problem. Akalord started with 5 HP pots, 4 mana pots, and it looks like 2 wards, so he's going to be plenty covered versus this Jarvan, which I think is super important. You always gotta cover yourself when laning or engaging in intercourse with a girl, so it's always good to use protection.
I zoned out and then I just caught the end of that sentence. I'm mind blown. It's been one of those days, dude.
For people to use wards, you have to give them incentive. Wards are the condoms of League of Legends, okay? They prevent bad things from happening.
Wait, I don't even know how to follow up that, guys. I'm speechless, Broken Shot. You've made me speechless.
Don't I always? Fusharp hit level 2 way before Ezreal did. He's going to turn the aggression on right there. Vayne is actually really good at trading if you know what you're doing properly. Since they made her E, the Condemn actually go on the same range of her auto attack. So you could potentially do auto attack Q and E before the enemy AD has a chance to even shoot one auto attack. So there's a good chance to do a lot of damage without having any real turnaround coming.
I'm going to ask you a question. For any aspiring junglers out there right now, obviously you play a very high level of jungle yourself.
Really?
When it's 1v1 at top lane, when are you looking to gank? Because you can see that last place is coming now.
Top lane is always a 2v2. I'm just MIA most of the time. And there's the gank going on. A huge burst damage. Wow, that's first blood.
I thought he was going to get the kill back.
Blastoise, however, is a water Pokemon. He just takes less damage from fire. But we saw Blastoise actually waiting in on the very last second to pick up that W. And he actually used it to pretty much save his life onto the turret. That was a really good gank from Blastoise, picking up the first blood for his team. And that's going to be a Renekton that's going to snowball out of control.
So your mentality then, as a jungler, is that top lane is 2v2. And that oftentimes you're just simply roaming around or something else. So
top lane is the... Well, here's the thing. Top lane is the easiest lane to gank. Usually top laners have the highest kill potential against each other. And at the same time, it's also, the best lane to gank because of how snowbally it is. It's an island. You want to get that out of the way early, but as I'm talking about it, Super Hot Fire might be in a little bit of trouble. Shaker's just going to auto-attack him. I actually think Super Hot Fire is going to die here. And Blastoise comes in. So Shaker did not even use his anchor except running away. And, that's less than 5 minutes. We have to answer we have to say what the question was.
I'll let you take that one.
Alright, so here's the question. The question was, someone was asking what our thoughts were on bruised anuses. And, he didn't just ask it once. He kept, legitimately asking what our thoughts on bruised anuses. He really needed to know. And that's the question. I hope that satisfied all your curiosities. And Akalord teleports back to mid lane before he can miss even a single CS. It's going to be great for him. Level 4 Diana, Kha'Zix did end up burning Flash, so, you know, even though there's no Ignite, they could definitely come again for another gank.
Yeah, he actually did pop the Flash in the mid lane to escape, and Shaka did come towards the top lane. Kikis managed to escape himself on Renekton, of course, against the Water Donkey, as we have already established. Meanwhile,
The Water Donkey.
Joven is going to be coming around the backside here on towards Samwise. Not a great deal of damage going down. He is going to be arcane shifting. In fact, that was a flash. The flash force from Akamez as well, and not going to be able to finish off this kill. So Joven did manage to pop a couple of flashes.
If I was playing that game and I was playing Ezreal, I would just be like, yeah, farming, and all of a sudden Jarvan out of freaking nowhere. What the like? I was about to say, where the fuck did he come from? Pretty much right there. Really, really good, interesting choice of ganking from Blastoise right there, coming right over the wall. That's not something I've ever really done as a Jarvan. Going to keep that in mind. However, you know, he did use his combo, so there was no real kill potential. He just had his W and not even a red buff to secure those kills there.
Yep, but he did manage to force 2 flashes, so there is no flash at the duo lane here for Animate, and that's going to give, you know, potential for follow-up ganks from Jarvan, maybe try and do the same again. But either way, it's looking pretty good. 1-0, 800 gold in it, nothing to write home about. And meanwhile, at top lane, Renekton is putting down a lot of damage on towards Irelia. It's pretty much just a back and forth. And who comes out on top between Renekton and Irelia, in your opinion?
Maluno is flaming now because I've actually never done that as Jarvan. Damn you, Maluno. I just really, really want to see this top lane, how it develops right now. The Irelia, the Water Donkey, is having a little bit of a hard time right now against this Crocodile. He's perma-pushing. Irelia, you know, if she does pick up a little bit more farm and starts picking up a little bit more damage, she can pick up the Blazerun King. But Shaker is going to meet the Blastoise right there. Blastoise does not decide to fight. He decides to just run away. They're actually moving as a unit. Super Hot Fire, Moopsie, and the Jarvan moving into the jungle. Looks like they might try a 3-man dive on this top lane. Irelia's flash is down, so this could be a potentially devastating dive, and we see it happening right now.
Yeah, he has jumped in here, but Nautilus is coming around from the backside. Can Shaka get there in time? Irelia is surviving. Long time here, but here comes Ignite. Nautilus from the backside. I don't think he's going to be able to return anything on towards Kikis. He takes a couple shots, but in the meantime, the Diner is coming around the backside, uses the Moonfall on towards Blastoise, who's forced to flag and drag away. But that will be a 1-for-0 exchange and a 2-for-0 overall.
Not sure what that was from Akalord. He flashed our Ben Q'd. I think he could have actually killed that Jarvan if he had used his Q properly, but Super Hot Fire moving into a position to try to cut him off. That was a good pickup. That was a kill for the Kha'Zix, who was actually having a little bit of a hard time in this mid lane. And like I said, Diana actually does counter Kha'Zix, but with no Ignite, the kill potential on that lane has dropped severely. Kha'Zix is going to roam free like the insect that he is. Just run free like a butterfly. Kha'Zix is really a caterpillar. He won't evolve into a butterfly. And speaking of evolving, that Blastoise, he's been really doing work for his team right now. He's 0-2 as a Jarvan. He's picked up the Spirit Stone, and he's 2 points in his Q and 2 points in his E. So opting to go a little bit on the mix right there, and he might want to invade Nautilus on this blue right there.
Yeah, so he has picked up a kill for Renekton and also Kha'Zix, so he's delegating the kills to his lanes, and that can only be a good thing. As you said before, you want to snowball that top lane. Kikis is a level above Irelia, who's going to be actually engaging with the Transcendent Blade, jumping in as well, and it's going to be backing off. Not enough damage, not enough mana as well. Renekton is coming back in again. He doesn't have his ultimate up just yet, so it's going to be up in about 10 or so seconds. May look to re-engage when it's back up again.
He's playing with fire right now. If Vizzy Shot Donkey had enough mana right there, it could have been potentially bad, but you know, he's been using a lot of his mana to use that Blade Surge under the turret. Kikis actually just put his pink ward and just runs off along like the little crocodile that he is. Irelia picked items up for laning. She has 2 Doran's Blades and a Cloth Armor, so she's definitely looking to try to push herself forward in this lane right now.
So going forward here, Broken Shot, I am keeping an eye at top lane because I can see Nautilus is just lurking around, but what's the play coming out from both teams? Do you think it's going to be Drake? And if so, which team's going to pounce first?
I think that at the moment, it looks like Mouse are definitely controlling the pace of this game. All their lanes are just necessarily winning in farm. Bot lane, jungle, not necessarily jungle, mid lane was winning in farm, and now they decided to just prove me wrong because, you know what, screw Broken Shard. So Diana moving a little bit into the aggressive right now. The Manamune already picked up by Kha'Zix. You know, he was a little bit behind early, so he decided to go for that Manamune, since actually you stack that much, much faster when you pick up Manamune earlier, since you get it off auto attacks and spellcast.
Yep, so both junglers are in the bottom half of the map. Shaka is coming down here, popping down a ward, and we'll have some vision over Drake. Meanwhile, Blastoise taking the red buff himself. So you do see Nautilus coming down. He's always been lurking, but other than, you know, trying to counter gank at top lane, he's not been involved a great deal so far in the game. When you compare that to Jarvan, who has already picked up 2 kills for his team, plus the first blood, of course, and doing a lot of presence on top of that. So is there anything you've noticed from Shaka here that he may need to step up going forward into this game, or is it just a case that he's waiting around for opportunities that simply aren't working?
I think it's that second one, that he's just trying to make plays happen, but since his lanes, you know, one lane is so far behind, one lane is virtually ungankable, another lane just doesn't have much kill potential. And oh lord, it looks like the Water Donkey might be in some trouble again. They're sending the delegation, judge, jury, and executioner to top lane right there. The Jarvan is going to show on the ward, so he knows what's happening, but you know, at best, they're probably going to be happy with picking up a turret. Or not, they're just going to do nothing.
Yeah, but they do force Aurelia away from the tower, so she is, at the very least, missing out on some CS right now. And both of the top laners don't have teleport, so you're not going to see any sudden reversals here on towards Drake from either of them teleporting in. Meanwhile, Renekton, as you said before, is going to be happy to try and pick up this tower. Is putting down some serious damage on it, about 500, 600 health remaining on it. Going to clear this ward, and interestingly enough, Shaka didn't attempt the Drake, so he's going to be moving towards mid, and it's pretty much that kind of farming frenzy with Renekton trying to put as much pressure at top as possible. Jarvan, again, though, his presence has been awesome. He's now just lurking around mid.
He's just running around. Jarvan is like a great white shark. He's just waiting for the right target to jump on, because, you know, great white sharks actually cause underwater explosions for a gigantic cataclysmic mountain to form. If you watch National Geographic, you'll learn that. But he's definitely been pushing a lot of pressure, and at the same time, he's keeping himself at a relatively nice farm and level advantage over the Nautilus. He's sitting on 1,100 gold, so he could go back whenever he wishes to pick up items. Maybe that Spirit of the Ancient Golem could also go for the Ancient Lizard if he wishes to build some more damage.
So it looks like Vayne is going to be building towards the Blade of the Ruined King. That's fairly standard for Vayne players. We've seen it time and time again. Some pings going down to bot lane. Shaka is on his way, but important to notice that Blastoise is also there. So we could potentially see a 6-man fight at this bot lane. The question is, who is going to be instigating the action? Is it going to be Blastoise, or is it going to be Shaka? Are we going to see some kind of flash crescendo engage from Eternity AOD? Not too sure, but it seems that both junglers are actually just content to wait. Looks like Jarvan's recalling, so looks like we're actually not going to have this fight after all.
Someone was asking if I was a little bit, you know, toked up. No, I'm actually sober. If this is me sober, you can just imagine me when I'm on under the influence of illegal things. But, you know, don't do drugs, kids. It's bad for you. The Water Donkey at the moment, he picked up the Vamp Scepter, so he's definitely having a hard time in his lane. Going a little bit aggressive on Kikis. Kikis can't approach the turret because that Sunfire Cape will draw aggro to him, so he's just going to pull it Singed and farm the lane as it comes to the turret. And honestly, Aurelia can't do anything about it, but she's probably going to be happy with it since she just needs to pick up farm at the moment. 97 to Kikis' 109. She's not that far behind considering she is 0-2.
Yeah, that is very true, but with Renekton having a kill and an assist, of course he is going to be slightly ahead in terms of gold. Meanwhile, at bot lane, it's pretty much just the farming frenzy. Vayne 133 to Ezreal's 105, so there is a fair amount of difference between the two AD carries at the moment, with Sona constantly just harassing with her Q and putting down some power cords on top of it. Yeah, teleport from Akalord, the True Shot barrage as well, forcing the flash from Vayne. Crescendo has been popped. Here comes Jarvan from the side though, but Nautilus is also coming in. Stranglethorns lands on towards Blastoise. Look at this burst damage from Diana. Now going to be turning their attention on towards Fushop, who is going to go down. There's no question about it. Pops the barrier, but that's going to be a double kill to Ezreal. So I was just talking about the fact there is a CS difference. Doesn't matter if you pick up a double kill and a tower.
That was a really, really good fight from Team Animate. They just picked up the kills that they needed, pushed the gold lead just a little bit in their advantage. They are ahead one turret, but they're going to transition, pick up this Drake most likely. Meanwhile, Super Hot Fire just pushing that mid lane. Meanwhile, that top lane is just about to go down, and Kikis is going to take the red for Nautilus being down there. So, you know, on one hand, yeah, they're going to lose that mid turret, but they're going to pick up a Drake as well. But I think that in the end, Team Mousesports actually came up ahead with objectives.
Well, they picked up the Nautilus very nearly going down from the debuff that the Drake gives you, the damage. Just able to survive. But it was a bot tower for a mid tower plus a Drake, and of course the double kill as well. So yeah, Ezreal's going to be very happy with that. He has finished off his Spirit of the Elder Lizard, and also his Bilgewater Cutlass, so he has just spiked up a bit. We are going to have Kha'Zix jumping on towards Akalord here. Should have enough damage, pops off his ultimate as well as Void Assault, I should say, and Diana will be going down, forcing the reset. He's going to jump back over towards his mid lane, and looking pretty good for Kha'Zix here. 2-0, 146 CS. Renekton has popped his ultimate, Dominus, underneath the tower, has a 2-level advantage over Irelia, who can't hope to duel with him, I should say, and is going to pull back. But overall,
I don't think they want to duo queue either. I don't think they want to duo queue either.
Probably don't want to duo queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. That Irelia is definitely having some trouble. She has picked items just, you know, to duel with people, and she can't really duel with Renekton because he just out-tanks and out-damages her. He picked up a Brutalizer, so that Crocodile, with that red buff, is definitely going to be looking to make some plays in team fights. I just fear that he's not going to be able to jump on top of that Ezreal since he's very slippery.
That is very true, especially with the Bilgewater Cutlass as well. If Renekton tries to approach Ezreal, he is just going to slow him and then Arcana Shift away. And, you know, unless the slice and dice is up, Ezreal will by and large be just fine. But either way, let's have a quick look at Irelia's items, because she is behind on gold, has 300 in the back pocket, but just the Bilgewater Cutlass with a couple of Doran's Blades, the Dagger, and the Ninja Tabi Boots. True Shot Barrage is popped down at bot lane, just trying to push this lane out. And with the tower down, Vayne is going to be able to get some free farm here, but not looking too good from her perspective. Has finished off the Blade of the Ruined King and gone the Brawler's Glove. So would you expect to see the Zeal coming in next?
Probably. If not the Zeal, then maybe the Shiv. Shiv is a pretty good mid-game item, but, you know, Fouchard picked up his own red buff, so he's going to be... Well, he picked up red, but he's going to go sit and farm, so, you know, those creeps are going to be definitely scared of that red buff proccing on them and slowing them. Poor minions, but look at that Crocodile, just sitting around the jungle, creeping around, waiting for something to go wrong. And we see mobilization coming in from Team Animate. They just get poked. Super Hotfire barely escapes that, and Kikis just sitting in the bush. He will show up, Crocodile out of nowhere, and Akimus gets taken on super low, but so does Kikis. There's the Nautilus ult, and there's the Ezreal jumping in. Jarvan comes in. Sona ult. Jarvan gets stunned. A beautiful Cataclysm. Super Hotfire picks up 1 kill, picks up 2 kills. Do I see 3? Do I see 3? Shaker is in trouble. There's Super Hotfire, and there's the 3rd kill. Actually getting stolen by style by the Jarvan, and they're going to run away. Good fight from Team Mousesports to 3-0, and Kha'Zix just going ham pretty much. And no! Irelia in so much trouble, gets picked up by Blastoise. 2-1 and 4, Jarvan picks up that kill, and that's going to be a top turret. Meanwhile, on bot lane, Fouchard is going to take that bottom turret. So really good job from Mousesports right there.
That is just massive. They got all those kills, all 4 kills without their AD carry, which allowed Vayne to get free from a bot lane, which is going to allow her to push down the tower as well. And more importantly, Kha'Zix just picked up a hatful of kills. So he's now 4-0-2, has himself 1,500 gold to spend when he goes back to spawn, and he is going to finish off a last Whisper. So when he jumps in and pops off his Void Spikes, he is going to be crushing people at 18.5 minutes through this game. 7-2, and suddenly a 4,000 gold lead comes out of nowhere for Mouse, plus a 4-2 lead on towers. So suddenly the global objectives not looking too good for Animate.
Just gonna take a second to say hello to Dexter. Dexter1, just chilling on the sidelines, flaming me on private chat, begging for a shout out because he's a little bit of an attention hungry little kid like that. Just joking. But there's a little bit of a lull right now because, you know, Mouse are pretty much going to say to each other, guys, we have a good late game. There's number 1. We just picked up a sizable advantage on our Kha'Zix. That's 2. We're pretty much just going to say, sit back, relax, pick up farm, and then go for the objectives as they come up. The Drake should be spawning about in about 1 minute. So they're probably going to try to set up for that, pick up the most important items. Kaostv does have the last for Brutalizer, so he's going to be shredding pretty much through all the armor that they've got on Animate right now. So he's sitting on a very, very good, item threshold right now, especially the Vayne as well. But the Water Donkey is just going to try to run away from the Crocodile, and he's probably going to be just fine. Checker was moving in to protect him anyway.
Yeah, just had a quick look at the Malamune stacks for Kaostv. 560 out of 750, so he's approaching that Muramana very, very shortly. Meanwhile, Akalord has just about been spotted from the Damascian standard there, thrown out from Blastoise. You do have a couple more players coming up from mid here on Animate.
Fire almost! What the? Wow, the damage going out there. I don't even know what to say. That's a double kill for that bug right there.
It could be a triple killer going back in. Here comes the Death Charge, though. Diana will be picking up that kill. Can they rinse and repeat here as the tower aggro is firing onto Jarvan? Renekton, in the meantime, though, is tanking like a boss. He does not care about 3 players. He does not care about that tower, but perhaps he should, because here comes Irelia. Can he finish off the kill towards Akalord? Answer is a no. Irelia will pick that one up. Meanwhile, Sona is actually going to go ahead and scumbag and finish off that kill towards Diana, but at the cost of her own life. That is going to give Irelia a double kill. And it wasn't looking too good at top lane, but getting the double kill going to give her a bit of an advantage here in this mini skirmish. However, Shaka is coming down. Yeah, Shaka's coming down towards bot lane. Blastoise and Vayne are trying their best to escape, and the dredge line narrowly misses. I'm not too sure if Irelia's going to chase this one. Don't think so. Looks like they're going to turn around.
Yeah, that was a little bit too ham from Team Mousesports. They ended up actually losing out on that exchange. I think they went, 2 for 3 or 3 for 3, and they're going to set up a good Drake pickup from Team Animate. We're going to try to even this gold lead as much as they can, but Fusharp, he wants some blood. This lone Vayne will not be able to steal that Drake. No ranged abilities. Samwise is going to just go in, and nothing really going to happen out there. And Oracles gets picked up by Sona. They're probably going to try to make up for the earlier... let's say mishap. Yeah, mishap sounds good. Earlier mishap, and try to pick up some good ward control and vision of the map.
So the dive underneath the tower, it started after Kaostv pretty much just evaporated Ezreal. I mean, your reaction said it all. He died almost instantly. Then after that, they went for a tower dive, and I'm not too sure if maybe Renekton was assuming he was stronger than he actually is. But in doing so, the goal difference isn't that big. They're going to be going for red buff right now. I think Hikis was thinking for a couple of seconds about stealing that, but not going to be happening. Meantime, though, 3 players are congregating around the Wraith area. You are going to have the Arcane Shift and Mystic Shot firing away from Samwise. But in the meantime, look at bot lane. Again, Vayne is just getting free farm. Already about 60 above Ezreal. That's awesome stuff from Vayne, and she's going to continue to push this lane. She does not care, would probably like to get this tower, but in doing so, needs to be careful she doesn't overextend and get punished for it.
Vayne is actually super good in 1v1, so I think what she's trying to do is pull people to try to 1v1 her. Fight me in real life, bro. Is what she's trying to say, and they're actually going to pick up this bottom turret for free. That's another objective that Mousesports is going to add to their list of objectives taken. Akamet's going to come from the side, but Super Hot Fire actually gets caught out. He's going to get nuked down, but he jumps right into the loving arms of Akamet, gets knocked up, and Akamet's going to pick up with a auto attack to the face. Meanwhile, we see some kind of engage. Akalord pulling in Fusharp. Blade of the Ruined King is going to set him off, and I think it's going to be ready to say goodbye engage. But look at top lane. Crocodungus is causing some trouble for Shaka right here.
Yeah, he has got that tower very, very low. Gets dredge lined, but do you really want to fight against a fed-up Crocodile who is 3 levels above you? Probably not. Who also has his ultimate up. Make that 4 levels above Nautilus now. And with Renekton putting so much pressure and so much presence at the top lane, it's possible they could try and split push the bot as well, because Animate are starting to recall. They're obviously feeling the threat here. In the meantime, though, Renekton has actually rotated to the Wraiths, but still, this kind of split pushing mentality is really putting Animate out of sorts. They don't know whether to defend bot lane or top lane, or to simply try and make something happen. And this whole time, they're slowly being choked out. Mouse are getting more farm, they're getting more levels, and ultimately, in team fights, they're going to be much stronger.
Yeah, in the end of the day, they're just going to be a much stronger team because they have the Vayne. If the Vayne stays alive, the team fight is won. If the Kaostv stays alive, the team fight is won. They've got 2 really, really strong hyper carry champions, and all Renekton really needs to do is just go in and say, herp derp, I'm a Crocodile, focus me. And, not really give a crap about anything because the Kaostv is going to just snowball off resets.
So in this kind of situation, if you're on Animate's team speak right now, if you're in their team and you're trying to figure out a way to win this game, who is your first target? Who is your first player that you want to focus down? Is
Oh
it
god,
Kazakh? Oh,
Akuma.
he's jumping in onto Akamez. Already half of his HP disintegrates, but he will manage to get away there. Irelia was in position to try and cover. But going back to the point I was making before, I will keep an eye on Kazakhs if he tries something huge again. But
Well,
do you focus Kazakhs down first, or do you go for Vayne? Which of the two? Because they're such high threats.
Kazakhs has way more mobility than Vayne because of his ultimate and his E. But generally, both of those champions have a lot of mobility. That's actually something that runs in common without all their champions, is that they all have kind of dashes or movement abilities. The Renekton's going to be able to dash, the Kazakh's going to be able to leap, Vayne is going to be able to tumble around, Jarvan's going to be able to slide with his EQ. So there's a lot of potential movement coming out of them. That's really good for Team Mouse, because if they get caught in a bad position, they can just disengage and say, alright, let's reposition and try to fight elsewhere. But that Crocodile sneaking around trying to protect AOD, and there's a really good ward vision coming out of AOD. And, you know, like on Q, Fusharp just says, peace guys, I'm going to farm bot. And just look at him, he's sitting on 250 CS right now.
250 CS at 25 minutes. He is farming a storm up right now. Over 60 CS above Ezreal, above his counterpart, getting towards 70. And of course, Vayne, with all this farm, is going to equal a lot of pain. 700 gold, plus a Blade of the Rune King, and a Phantom Dancer. Here comes Renekton, though. He is looking to engage this one towards Nautilus. The Stranglethorns has been popped up as well from Zyro, just defensively. Here comes Kha'Zix from the side. He's got the reset. How many kills is he going to get out of this one, though? Kha'Zix actually goes down from Irelia. Going to be trying to turn this one back around, though, but here comes Vayne. You take one threat down, another one takes its place. They are going to get the 1-for-2 exchange, but on top of that, they're looking to force this tower down. Vayne pretty much full HP. Kikis, although he's very, very low, is still extremely tanky. They don't want to underestimate him. But again, Mousesports may not have clinically finished off that team fight, but they come out ahead. And, you know, how long can Animate keep doing this? How long can they keep taking a few deaths and a few towers? They're down to their inhib towers now, pretty much. Once this tower goes down, they only have 3 left.
Yeah, it just looks like that super hot fire kind of got caught in with his pants right now in the middle of the team. And so that was pretty good focus, but here comes the Ezreal. They're going to stop them from recalling. Akilord looking for some blood right here, and Animate are just going to try to push them back right now. All of Mouse are super low, except for the Kazakhs who's trying to run back, so they might be able to force this mid turret now.
Yeah, they are.
Looks like they're just going to go Nash, actually. Blade of the Rune King. Oh, shit, I just spilled water. I don't think... Okay, someone's telling me it's Mousesports. I say Mousesports. The Blade of the Rune King on Aurelia is definitely going to shred the Nash down. There's also one on Ezreal, and Kikis is going to be forced away. Super low, actually hasn't even backed yet.
So they did ping on towards Baron, but they didn't follow through with it. And one of the reasons could be that the bot lane is pushing very aggressively. Diana had to go ahead and clear this wave. They don't want that tower to take any needless damage. Plus the fact as well that even though Renekton was low, you've got a Kha'Zix and a fed Vayne. And that's pretty scary, because Kha'Zix can just appear out of nowhere, and suddenly half of your HP has just left. He's going to be coming head-to-head with Akilord. Look at this damage. This is Diana. This isn't the support player. This is Diana, and she is going to go down in 3 or 4 shots so fast. They are trying to chase on towards Vayne, but they need to be so careful. Jarvan, however, is top, so probably fancying their chances to pick up this Drake. Indeed, they do. And now they're going to disengage, but here comes Kikis, here comes the Angry Crocodile from the side, engaging him with the Dominus, beautiful crescendo, hitting 2 or 3 players. Here comes Kha'Zix from the side, he's going to get 1 kill, gets the reset as well. How long will Samwise survive for? The answer is not very long. That's going to be another kill. That is a 4-for-0 exchange. In fact, make that a 5-for-0 with a double kill coming in from Kha'Zix, and that in a nutshell is why you do not want to play against a fed Kha'Zix. He is going to jump in from out of nowhere, and suddenly everybody is dead. That's going to be the GG.
And with even all the farm that Vayne got, it was Kha'Zix that pretty much won them every team fight. Vayne she wasn't really doing much. She was just trying to auto hit, and you know that's kind of the problem with Vayne sometimes. But that Kha'Zix just got so fed right there. That was pretty intense. That's going to be a 2-0 victory for Team Mousesports, or as the Mouse manager would not like me to say, Mousesports. The teams that pushed forward to the next round, which will be tomorrow, are Heimerlinger's Colossi, Dong Squad, Mousesports, and Peculiar Gaming. So, Metis, we're probably just going to head off, but you know, maybe we can stick around for a little bit, answer some questions, because I'm pretty sure people were asking pretty good questions.
Yeah, Bass has something that he needs us to announce. We have a giveaway, I believe, Bass.
I
Do
see.
you want to go ahead and unmute and tell the viewers? Because obviously we are done with the casting for today.
Everyone wants to hear Boss's sexy voice.
They do. He is Dutch after all. He's awesome.
He's got a beautiful voice.
Since when is Dutch like
I don't know.
synonym?
I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said about Dutch.
People want to hear his voice. Yes, he's Dutch.
Yeah, he's Dutch, mate.
I actually need to get the links for the giveaway because I don't know them.
Wait, can they hear you right now? Or
Yep.
are we just talking to ourselves?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they
I
can.
mean,
Well, I can mute back and make you guys,
No, it's fine. Just I know you wanted to announce the giveaways because actually there is a lot of stuff to give away. I was noticing in the TeamSpeak when you pasted it, I was like, holy crap, you're giving away a lot of